You're watching Let's Chat.
It's so great to have with me on the show today, Summit Physical Therapy. Today we are talking about pelvic health. So good to meet you, Gabby Kennedy, pelvic health physical therapist, Kevin Costa, co-owner of Summit Physical Therapy. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
So what is pelvic health physical therapy and why did you decide to get into this?
That's a great question. So I decided to get into this because I have a huge heart for women. I love walking alongside people and being a practitioner who can intervene in someone's life with just a few interventions and make a really big change in their life. I love decreasing people's pain and getting them back to their prior level of independence and helping their mobility out.
Wow.
So that's why I got into it.
Yeah, sounds like you really care.
I do.
Kevin, why did you decide to offer this treatment in your clinics?
There was a big population of people that needed that type of help. Just going out and talking in the general community, in the gym, some of my friends that are MDs, there was just a big population and it was underserved. And when we started to kind of go down that rabbit hole, we found some really good therapists like Gabby that were able to help our community. And that's what our purpose is to be able to help our community.
Right. Well, speaking of a large population, who is a client or who is a potential patient for something like this?
That's a great question. So everybody has a pelvic floor. So it's one of those things where anybody could be a potential patient. The red flags or what you would look for when someone really does need pelvic floor therapy is anyone who has pelvic pain is kind of the easiest, or anyone who's a high-level athlete, or anyone who has had a baby or is planning on having a baby, anyone with urinary incontinence or pain with sex or bowel dysfunction. That is kind of the people that we target and it's kind of our niche.
See, I love learning during the show. So not just women, not just moms, but high-level athletes.
Yes. Actually, 70% of female athletes have pelvic floor dysfunction, and they actually don't talk about it.
Right. They don't talk about it. And that's why it's important to have a compassionate, physical therapist like you to help them take away the awkwardness.
Absolutely.
So how does physical therapy help, and what does a treatment program look like?
That's a great question. So to answer that question, you have to answer the question of what in the world is a pelvic floor. We cry about it, but not a lot of people know what it is. So your pelvic floor is really the base of your body. It sits in between your pubic bone and your tailbone and in between your two sit bones. So how pelvic floor helps is we look to see what that root cause is. Is it a strength issue or a mobility issue, or is it how that you're picking your babies up wrong, or are you holding your breast? We kind of find what that root cause is. And then from there, we're able to address and do different interventions. So we do external pelvic floor, so over clothes, and then internal pelvic floor, so without clothes, because you have to be able to touch your pelvic floor to treat your pelvic floor. So depending on what your root cause is, depends on what our intervention is.
Right. How long would you say a treatment program can be? And do you offer prevention moving forward once it's time to leave?
Absolutely. So a typical treatment is about 6 weeks. That's what we kind of start and what our gold standard is. And we adapt based on there what our people need. The great thing about Summit is we have a lot of great partnerships with the different gyms and different mom groups that we're able to get people into after they graduate from me. I always joke with my patients that I only want to treat your pelvic floor once. I'll treat it multiple times if I need to. However, my job is to decrease their impairments and then help them be independent.
Well, Kevin, how can we make an appointment or find out? I know you have multiple locations around the region. How can we learn more?
Yeah, you can go to our website, Summit, SUMMIT-therapy.com, or give us a call, 423-777-4974.
What about physician referrals?
Yeah, so we take all insurances. So we take every insurance that's out there, and if you don't have insurance, we do cash services as well. And then if you don't want to go to your doctor, a lot of times we don't even need a doctor referral, depending upon what insurance you have.
Right. Well, as a very satisfied patient of yours, I'm so thankful you came on the show today so we could help us spread the good word about what you all do. Thank you, Gabby and Kevin. Summit-therapy.com to learn more about treating your pelvic health and all the other wonderful services they offer. Thanks again.